Was good, y'all? It's good, Philly Talk Squad. It's your boy, Philly Talk with PA, man. And today, all I know is after today, so I'm watching this BTA session. That's what it was today. BTA session. We were all witnessing it today, and I know we're gonna get into everyone because a lot of y'all just saw me post that certain players showed up to work today. Certain coaches showed up for work today. But, you know, main takeaway from this game, Chicago's real. I don't know why a lot of, a lot of people don't like to take Caleb Williams seriously and all that stuff. Um, Nevertheless, he didn't have his best game. I didn't even bother watching the last 3 minutes, whatever that, um, you know, I don't even know what that was, but you know, the defense can't keep you in the game every single game. This is not the 2000 Ravens. This is not, you know, one of these teams where in today's league you're gonna stop someone from scoring. Like teams are gonna score, and Kevin Patullo, we're gonna get to him because by Monday morning it has to happen. There has to be a change. Someone has to be brought in. Because this is inexcusable, but got to keep it a buck. Because we always keep it a buck over here. Jalen Hurts did not play well. Um, Now it was we knew it was windy. We saw he missed some throws. The first one, Devontae looked like miscommunication. Devontae, I think, was supposed to sit, but then he kept going. Devontae kept going on the RPO slant. Hurts is like, bro, I thought you were sitting down here. Those behind him probably could have been a touchdown. Nevertheless, you saw Caleb had a couple of those overthrows, underthrows as well. But 19 of 34, 230. About 100 of those yards were, garbage time yards. 2 touchdowns. The pick. Once again, I think that win led it. I think he was going for Coop. That's offensive Coop. DC, Darius Cooper. But he overshot him. Byard, veteran safety made the play. And then another tush, but it's getting to a point where Jalen Hurts, I think, said like I don't even like the tush push anymore because why can't they just do but Caleb Williams just gets under the center and just run and just does that. Like we don't need all 10 we don't need 10 players on defense crowding the middle of the offensive line on QB sneaks that are not goal line. We do not need that. Why can't you just do Caleb Williams? You spread people out, spread the receivers, put the tight end on the block, and just QB sneak it. Like we know it could be so much more simple than Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo. But again, Hurts was not, this team as a whole over the last um 2 games combined. I'm not even gonna get into I'm thankful I didn't have to talk about last week. You guys know. Man. So a bit, sick or whatever. But really? 4 turnovers all season as a team. 4 turnovers all season as a team. 4 in the last 2 games. inexcusable touch push from like again. Once again, like you could easily like adjust that formation to just a normal QB sneak under center, like Josh Allen does, like Caleb Williams we saw do multiple times today. Um, the fact that all the Eagles, BS and everything that they're doing out there, and we'll get into the run game on both sides, but the fact that the Eagles were doing all that, certain players and coaches only showed up to work, and they were only down one possession for most of the game. It just speaks to see if you're and that's what people Eagles fans were spoiled in this, bro. If this was, you know, the Titans or you're the Cardinals or you're Miami, you're like you're a bottom feeder or something. And like you're playing like pretty poorly and you're clearly not as talented as the other team and it's only a one score game. You're like, yeah, or it's only a one score game. Bruh. Y'all y'all except for across the board is pretty even. But maybe you want to tip the scale Eagles way, let's just say. You're playing terrible and it is only a one score game. And you can't get the ball into the end zone. You can't hit an extra point. You can't figure out Nick Sirianni. Yes, Nick Sirianni loss was a big part of the loss today. The coaching staff errors do not start and end with Kevin Patullo. Brother, what? Pick the extra point. What analytic? Like what? What are you looking at? What? You make it a one score game much easier than trying to go. Like, bro, what are you doing? Nick, and this is why a lot of people are on Nick Sirianni's head, is because sometimes he does stuff like that. Like, bro, what are you? I generally like. What are you thinking? Like, what? Like, what was going through the brain here? You get the points now. Nick Sirianni, he he did it again. Once again, the rushing attack. I don't, bro. Tank Bigsby? Is he good? 0 carries, not a one. Bro, a man that's averaging damn near 9 yards per carry since he's been here, got 0 carries against the third worst run defense in football. Bro, you can't make it up. You can't. This coaching malpractice at the highest level. Saquon Barkley, bro, bro. Like it's not like there needs to be a discussion, but Saquon, bro, what are we doing? And it's not hitting. We know O line is not opening holes either. Jordan Jordan Mailata, Dickerson, other guys. It's not just a Saquon thing. And we saw him break a couple tonight, but the O line is not getting movement. They're getting pushed around by a team that is not good against the third worst run defense in football. They got pushed around last week by the worst run defense in football. Now, if Landon Dickerson, if Cam Jurgens, bro, they need to take a seat, take a seat. Tyler Steen, he's a guy. Solid player, he's a guy. it it's just it's one thing after the other. Um, you know, guys, I'll lift them off. Clint Hurt, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Phillips, Quinion Mitchell, Jalix Hunt, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Zach Bond. Those are the guys that came to play today. Those are the only coaches and players that came to play. That came that came with the mindset that let's try to get a W. Those are the only players. It's just Nick Sirianni. I don't know what is going on, but I do know one thing. Monday morning, I need to see. We've brought in a consultant, or we've elevated our QB coach, or we brought in Nick Foles, or we've done something because this offense, as of right, is not good enough to win, and the defense just gave out today because you can only hold it on off other offenses for so long, and we see missed throws, running backs not finding the zones, linebackers holding, DBs cheating, getting beat, D linemen losing gap integrity. Like it just and for the for this is for the people that say, because I'm seeing a lot of of course the Jalen Hurts slander is like gonna go up even higher now. Jalen Hurts once again did not have his best game, but this is what I will say about him. Um, when you have this level of incompetent ineptitude when it comes to calling plays, when it comes to trying to do anything other than the same old, it comes to a point where you don't trust who's down the field. Darius Cooper on a 30-19 early in the game was open. Hurts didn't like it though for whatever reason. Doesn't throw it to him. Throws it to Will Shipley for like an 8-yard gain on the right side of the field. It turns into Hurts, not trusting his running routes when he has the option to run. It turns into Hurts sometimes putting the ball in harm's way. And, that drive, the first AJ Brown touchdown drive, that was drives like that, I feel like Hurts just stopped listening to whatever the sideline was telling him. Because I would hope that Kevin Patullo doesn't go multiple drives calling nothing of substance. Then one random drive per game, he's like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Let's run it. And then for the rest of the game, just goes back stagnant. It just, I mean, I don't know what to say. Um, this team right now is constructed. They're not good enough to win. Um, AJ Brown was trying to tell y'all that, but y'all tell him he's a diva. He wants the ball. He wants out. He doesn't like his teammates. Nah, bro. Homeboy was just keeping it a buck. We are not good enough to win right now. You guys want someone who wants to get traded? Go look up in Minnesota, but that's neither here nor there. Like bro said multiple times in different ways, we are a bleep show. We are not good enough to win. There are multiple issues offensively, passing game, running game. Well, if I'm not the same player, I guess Saquon isn't the same player either. when referring to, this season's struggles for both of them. Like, and not just him. Devontae said it. Lane Johnson said it. Saquon said it. Hurts has said it. And yet nothing still seems to be fixed of substance. So we find ourselves here yet again with lackluster run game. Passing game still isn't completely there consistently. The defense holds, but can only hold for so long. And we're here again. We're here again. And now, the moment I think a lot of you guys have been waiting for. Now it's time to talk about Osama's nephew, otherwise known as hopefully soon to be former offensive coordinator Kevin Patullo. Bro, I hope you have your bags packed because it's over, it's done. You can't go from, you know, earlier in the season, you're at least you're putting up points, but you're doing it inconsistently. So now you're not even putting up points. Nick Sirianni, your bromance guy, is at the podium post game after Dallas collapse, talking about so. Oh, I thought Kevin did a good job. Nick, cut it. Cut the crap. Respectfully, Nick, shut up. No one's falling for it. Kevin Patullo has to go. There's no excuse. There's no out. Kevin Patullo, look at his offense. Look at the players he has. Look at the players Ben Johnson has on offense. Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell. Look at Zach Taylor. Look at who those guys have on offense. Look at who Josh McDaniels has on offense around Drake May, and look what they're doing. Josh McDaniels is working with Keyshawn Boutte, Demario Douglas, and Stephon Diggs. With Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson, who can play out of the backfield. And they are one of a top RB10 offense in the NFL. This man, Kevin Patullo, has a Super Bowl MVP quarterback, Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and a O-line that should be playing a lot better than it is. And this man ranks 26th in total offense. That alone should be a fireable offense. Saquon, I think, won 100-yard rushing game this year. A.J. Brown, maybe 2 or 3 100-yard games this year. Devontae might have 2 or 3 100-yard receiving games this year. Dallas Goedert's having a nice season. But this game, bro, Cuz had 2 for 27. Against the Bears, who had all 3 starting linebackers out. How? 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 That is coaching malpractice at the highest level. Don't tell me it isn't so. Kevin Patullo, it's time. It's time. It's been time for a while. Last week, the Green Bay game, Detroit, Denver game, first Giants game, Rams first half, Buccaneers second half, Cowboys second half, both times, Vikings. That was really a Hurts masterclass, that Vikings game. But dude, like, are we doing, like, are you, so, like, the Sirianni and Patullo And I really wonder what they're gonna say in the because y'all know I tuned into my man Seth Joyner post game, but and whatever they say on Monday about Hurts, but they'll be 90. I will agree with about 65% of the stuff that they say about Hurts on Monday. I will agree with probably around 50% about what they say about the defense. Because the defense, although they did get, bro, two 100-yard rushers, we hadn't given up. We hadn't given up a single one since we hadn't given up that much since 2022. And y'all allowed two today. Kyle Manungai, really, dude, really. Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Ojomo, Byron Young. Okay, all right. For the guy on the other side to complete under 50% of his passes, have a pick, 56 rating, take 2 sacks. For the defense to put up, a good performance against him, although the running game they did get gashed. That was really embarrassing. Once again, if any game, also this would have been embarrassing enough. But bro, in front of Malcolm Jenkins, in front of John Runyon, y'all did that. It's a disgrace. They deserve to get booed. Because this is not what you know we need to be seeing right now from this team. Um, the only good thing about the game next week is that we have no idea which version of the Chargers is going to show up. Um, Now, I, for a fact, trust the Dave. We'll get into it later in the week, but I 100% trust my defense against Lad McConkey. Um, I would hope. And is Jacorian Bennett okay? Can he play corner? Like we know at Georgia he's been having some good moments lately, but can Adoree Jackson, can Jacorian Bennett play? But that's not even over there. Because if it's that bad, then I don't know why we got this dude. But all I know is that I still have trust my guy over Herbert, who the last time he played was just downright awful. Um, but you know, we'll talk about that man a bit later in the week. Preview all that good stuff. But nevertheless, this team right now is just it's embarrassing. But we own it. We don't run away. We don't cope. We don't make excuses. Um, this team, AJ Brown said it best. They're not good enough to win right now. They're not. Um, Offensively, um, that's the main culprits. Coaching malpractice. Um, at this point in the season, um, the only thing that could really be done is once you may bring that consultor in with the title at least, but actually he's really kind of taken over. Um, you maybe switch the QB coach, like you promote the QB coach to OC. Um, Maybe as well, like Foles, he at this point is a potential option. Um, but once again, certain play when certain a chain is as strong as its weakest link. When it's only certain players and certain coaches show up to coach and play today, that's an issue. Vic Fangio and a couple of the defensive staff were the only coaches that showed up to coach today. Y'all heard the players I listed earlier that were the only players that showed up for work today. Everyone else, they didn't want it. Saquon said he didn't want it. Saquon said Dallas wanted it more last week. Clearly, that was also the case this week. But it is, I'm not even mad at this game. More so just disappointed. When you tell like a kid to like stop doing stuff over and over again, then just keep doing it. It gets to when you're not even mad anymore. You're just disappointed. Like really, really, dude, really, son. Like what are we doing? What are we doing? That's the main. That's all as a fan. That's all you can take away from this. What are we doing? Coaching malpractice, guys timing being off, O line looking like a show themselves against one of the worst defenses in football. All we can do is just sit back, you know, think, ponder. If you're like a triggered person, probably don't go on Twitter or IG tonight. Probably just wait till Sunday, let it blow over. But me, real fans, we own it. We're gonna address the critics, because we don't once again we don't run, we don't hide from excuses over here. But you know, at the end of the day, you are not me and you are not a part of this team. I was reminded by that by a friend. We are not a part of this team, so I will not let them dictate my emotions because the school that I am a part of is about to put belt to ass on the team down south as of this recording tomorrow. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get some rest because I'm still under the weather. But I'm gonna be outside. It's gonna be snowing, but we don't care. But, we got that shiesty, got jacket, all that good stuff. But we about to do a number on him. Um, so I'll let that game dictate my emotions. I won't let this game, or the Sixers for that matter, who still can't get their third quarter offense out of their rear, or their first quarter defense for that matter either. But that we'll make another video, maybe at some point on later this weekend, earlier in the week on the Sixers. We'll get into more Sixers talk. But hey, man, it's your boy Philly Talk with PA, man. We always keep it a stack, always keep it a buck. I'm out, y'all.